Hello everyone, this is Darwell20, and welcome to episode 42 of Darwell20's Let's Play of OceanBlock2. Hope you guys brought your towels for this one because it is going to be wild. We got the charger made last episode, which, we're going to use this electrolyte serum stuff to somehow charge my pickaxe so I can break this big crystal and other things. Ultimately, last episode, we defeated the boss of the Rift Below, which is step one in getting home. We've completed many of these quests, but there's definitely a handful left to do. So in order to progress, we need to knock out all the achievements, and then apparently we're going to be placing these dudes on all the things. So probably a good idea that I don't lose those. Yeah. Did not know we would need them, but luckily Dyer hangs on to his trophies. So let's go check out our crystal here. That should be cool. We're going to want to power this dude up, I assume. So is there any how-tos on the Nauteki doing things with charging stuff? Infuse the tool. You'll need to infuse it in aquatic power in a charger. You will also need to drop in some EAS, which will consume as fuel in the bucket to activate the power. Shift right-clicking Infuse tool will activate its ability, which can be found on their tooltip. So I assume that I put my charger in here. I put... Maybe? I don't know. You? I am now questioning how the charger works. Power 12, purity 3. So he's charged. Do you do something? Where do I infuse this? With the algae. To infuse the tool, you'll need to infuse it with aquatic power and a charger. You will also need to drop it in some EAS, which will consume... okay, so I think I just drop it in the world kind of deal. Which I assume would be something like that? Is that what's up? It's making a noise like that's what's up. Are we okay? Yeah. Shift right click to enable. Boom. Cool. Okay. Now it says on here, prismarine crystal shards are used for the most of the advanced items in the machinery. In order to obtain them, you have to use an aquarine steel pickaxe with its ability enabled and mine a prismarine crystal. Make sure the prismarine crystal has more than 100 power. Okay. So, I think what I want to do is get one of these dudes, possibly more than one of these dudes, along with some hoppers and some more prismarine crystals. Oh, you look like a hammer now. That's cool. We're going to want some more of this. Not you. Other quartz. Okay. And then we're going to go to crystal 2. And similar deal to here, what we're going to do... Is that the right layer? I feel like that might be the right layer. Like that. So do you build up and store your charge? Was it down 1? It might be down 1. Am I crazy? Power 0. Crystal 1. You're at that layer. Okay. So you're definitely at crystal too. You should be working. Why are you not working? Aquatic catalyst. That's the thing, right? I'm a little confused. I'm very confused with this mod sometimes. So yeah, the smaller hole faces it, and it's 1 block away, and that should be about it. So let me try this. If I drop you in there, do you not run unless you have something to do on the bottom? No, you're running now. Okay. Now, do you maintain that power, or is that just... So he needs to have more than 100 power. Why isn't that working at my other crystal? And if you get 12 per... Is there like a JEI thing for this? Aquatic catalyst channeling. So you do 12, total power 2000. You do 12, you have a little bit more duration. And then you have less, right? Power. So kind of... Like, part of me wants to just break the crystal and see what happens if I don't have 100 power in it. But it definitely says, like, have 100 power, right? So... Oh, now it's working. Okay, now it's working. Cool. All right, now they're both working, and your power's at 24. How do I get 100 power in there? Because I need, like, a lot, right? Am I crazy? I'm just going to break this thing and see what happens at this point. I feel like that's the play. Quest completed. Oh, okay. Hello. Okay. Mission accomplished. There's a lot of those around, so, like, if I need another one, I can go get it. I don't know why it said to have, like, you know, 100 power in them, because I don't think that that's really necessary. But yeah, that is done. That is cool. Okay, so complete. You're done. You guys are all done. You're done. You're done. Probably done. Definitely done. Quests. Happy. Cool. And good. And that completes this Rift Below quest, which is the Crystal Trophy, right? So that should be goable here. Cool. So for the record, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 trophies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One of those was not a real trophy, right? One of those was something else, and I think it's the turtle. Maybe it's the turtle. Heart of the Rift, pumping it up, polymorph in time. Yeah, I think the turtle is the one that was not for reals. Okay. Okay. I might want to take off this armor. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's memory slot those. Because I like my armor. For some reason, the movement speed of that armor is just a little bit off in my muscle memory. It feels wrong. It just feels wrong. So anyway, I've got prismarine crystal shards, so that's cool. Not entirely sure what I'm supposed to do with those, right? So there's augments, and then there's an augmentation, and Aqua Seal has a long distance laser, prismatic. Okay, cool. Neat stuff. Anyway, Rift Below. let's continue. I want to get home. Conqueror of the Flame. So we have to fight some bosses from Ender's Cataclysm, right? I'm going to hold off on those. So there's 2 bosses from Ender's Cataclysm. And then we need to make empowered doohickeys, which is just a crafting thing. And then there's the ultimate auto crafter, quantum computer core, which I might be able to make right now, no problem. We'll find out. Pretty close, actually. So what are we missing here? Quantum accelerator needs quantum crafting unit, which I might want to teach you how to make, because I think you can make all the other components to it. I do love that quantum crafter. I just don't feel like I've needed it yet. So that's going to be you. And then you also need to make an appearance. I might need you to know how to... Okay. Yeah, it's not terrible. We have most of that ready to go. Okay. So I think I can pull this off relatively quickly. We're actually missing a lot of quartz. And gold. And skystone. So talk to me about quartz. Why don't I have all the quartz going on? Where does that come from? Sieving... Crushed netherrack. Probably because you don't have any redstone in you, right? Yeah. Okay. Is there like another sneaky approach to getting quartz? We could do that. We can also just meh. So I'll let that run for a little bit while I'm doing other tasks, and hopefully when I come back, that'll be sufficient. Yeah, I would hope so. All right, let that cook. But yeah, we're like partway there, right? Not too far. So you're good. Yeah, you're just missing quartz and probably a healthy amount of gold. Luckily, gold is actually kind of easy to make because I can do this, and we've got some of this happening. So that's surprisingly a lot of gold. See? Lots of gold, actually. So for you, close. And then we need some skystone too, which I've been mining out of the ground because that's probably your best bet for getting skystone. So I'll let this thing continue to do his thing. Let me come back in a minute and decide what's next. Yeah, like I said, your best bet is finding one of these meteors and just vein mining it. The trick is trying to vein mine it in such a way that you don't get flooded, because you can mine a lot faster when you're not underwater. You could also use the mining laser, or any of a dozen other options. Up to you. But that's kind of your best bet for skystone, because there's actually a lot of them in these meteors. See? And then if we trash this, we get 2 more stacks before we go home. Okay. Hooray! Where am I now? I don't know. This way? Cool. All right, real quick, how close are we to having enough stuff? I don't think we're quite there yet, but we're making progress. So, back in a few. Definitely need a lot more nether quartz than I have. We'll get there, though. All right, so I think I'm gonna do this one. Let's go kill Ignis. So I'm gonna take off this armor, and I'm going to equip this armor. You guys can all go backpacking. That should be cool. Let's go to the fire dimension, aka the nether. And we need to find... Oh my goodness, that's right, I have night vision on. Night vision off, please. I think I did I do a thing where night vision is not like that on my helm? I think I did. I think I remember finding that and being like, ooh, I don't like that. But I might not have been able to solve for it, so I forget. Let's see. You Eclipse Alloy Helmet. Oh, I have night vision D, yeah. So yeah, see, night vision doesn't do that on my helmet. That's what vanilla night vision does to the nether. And it is not a good time. So with my helmet, I forget how I solved that, but I did something where I was just like, yeah, don't do that, please. So what we're looking for here is some kind of arena. And luckily we have creative mode played at this point, so shouldn't be that's it. I think that's it right there. I think above or below, I am not sure. Might be wrong, but I think this is it. Yeah, this is definitely it, right? And it says in order to, yep, that's a burning arena. What we need to do is get burning ashes on the altar of fire in the center of the arena. This is a drop from ignited revenants that spawn in the arena. So we want to find ignited revenants that spawn in the arena. Ooh, gold. Don't mind if I do, actually. Remember how low on gold I was? Hooray. So we find an ignited revenant. We get the burning ashes, right? I'm gonna get an extra one just in case. Booyah. Looking good. And then we can go back up there. And that's gonna summon Big Boss Man. Da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, I take no damage. Oh, he's blue now. Da-da-da-ba-ba. Just kind of chilling here. Quest completed. Sweet. I got diamond leggings for that. Did I get the... Yes. Good, good, good. Okay, cool. So home. So that's why, like, I'm not a huge fan of armor that just makes you completely invulnerable. Because I feel like that fight was really boring. Because I was wearing invulnerability armor. Like, but the problem is, I also feel like, had I not been wearing that armor, I would have been melted immediately. So, like, there's a tricky balance between, like, you know, being too powerful versus not. What can I do with you guys? I can convert you to this, and then you guys can be, what, pressured? Is that kind of like your best bet? Enrichment would do 3 to 4. Purification would double it. Yeah, so that's ultimately what we want. Purification chamber, right? Pick accelerate all the things. we have another tier upgrade? We do actually have a decent amount of those. That way I can at least put them in there. Right? And then I believe you're meant to be crushed. Alright, back in a few. Alright, so Ignis trophy complete. That's pretty cool. Oh, I got an advanced portal gun as a reward. Sweet. Fluid pipe, go away. You go away. Ignis trophy can chill here with my other trophies. Oh, yeah. That's a cool trophy, man. Look how cool that is. That is a cool looking thing. Alright. Where's the next boss? The next boss is the Leviathan. Oh, I hate the Leviathan so much. I hate the Leviathan. My least favorite boss. Locate the sunken city and use the Abyssal sacrifice on the altar of the Abyss to summon... So the Abyssal sacrifice is a thing we have to make here, which is going to need block of amethyst. It's going to need an athamine. We have to fight dudes for that, right? Yes. We also need either a coral chunk. So I think these two drop from mobs inside that place. And then the Heart of the Sea, I made one of these recently. It's not hard. All we need to do is grow some water seeds, and then we're cool. Okay, so I'm going to come back once I find one of those and have everything else I need. All right, so Heart of the Sea done. Now I just need to go find this or that in the thingy and the place. So is there one that I've found thus far? That might be one, but I think not. It doesn't look big enough. I feel like the thing I'm looking for was bigger. I know I said I'd come back after I find it. I decided to come back after I did this. This is one of these places. Right. Okay. I wonder if there's like a thing I can use. Is there a quest for Enders? I'm assuming it would be under exploration. Nope. Magic? Nope. Enders is definitely not a... See, there's not even a chapter for Enders Cataclysm. How am I doing with Abyssal Archives? I should read these, right? Time crystals scattered throughout the rift, pulsing with raw, untapped power. They don't belong here. Then again, neither does anything. But if these things can survive in this twisted reality, maybe they can do more than that. Maybe they can be controlled. The Rift Weaver bends this energy like it's second nature. If I can do the same, I might be able to turn the tables. Maybe even carve a way out. Or, you know, rip a hole in existence and make everything worse. Guess we'll find out. All right, log entry 16. I picked a fight with a glitch in reality. Guess who's still standing? The thing I killed, if killed even applies, wasn't really flesh, and it wasn't a machine. It was something in between, a Rift Guardian, a walking paradox with the ability to phase in and out of time like lag incarnate. Fighting it was like trying to punch a bad internet connection, but in the end, it lost. Now I'm holding its essence. It's pulsating, unstable, and radiating exactly the kind of energy that scientists say we probably shouldn't touch that. This is what I need to bend the Rift to my will and finally get out of here. Of course, the Rift isn't thrilled about that. It's pushing back, hard. If I mess this up, I won't just be stuck. I'll be stuck in ways that should not be physically possible. Okay, cool. So, I assume that I can't do this yet. This is still locked, so we'll hold off on that. So I'm going to now explore off camera until I find, you know, one of these Ender's Cataclysm places. And once I find one, which I assume is in the overworld here, right? Because it's all watery, so I can't imagine it's in the nether, and we don't actually have access to the end. So, yeah, it's got to be. Once I find one of these... Oh, this is cool. Little mushroomy island. That's neat. I'll come back, and we'll go from there. Cool. Oh, a Wilden Stalker? That's neat. So I guess that's where those guys spawn. Today I learned. All right, back after I find something interesting. Well, I found something interesting, though not what I'm looking for. Remember this thing that, like, wrecked my face a couple episodes back? I now realize that I think he's part of a... like, a trial chamber type spawner. Ah. Boy, a lot of them spawn. Did I win? I may have won. I got a bunch of junk. I assume that means I won. Sweet, I won. Okay, well, that's what that place is about. I had meant to come back to those. There's another thing here. What's this? Sunken City. Is that, Ooh, hello. This is what I'm looking for. This is what I'm looking for. Yes, you're the guys I need to kill. Alright. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use my normal portal gun. Good, that worked. And the reason I wanted to do that with my normal portal gun is so that I can get back there in case I die, which I assume to be impossible at this point, but I don't know for sure. So, Alright, so now that I've found the place, how about we do this? Let's wrap up the episode here. Might be a minute or two early, but that's okay. When we come back next time, I'm going to hopefully have what I need to make this. Where are we at, by the way? Getting there on gold, getting there on quartz. So, yeah, just need more redstone in here, I assume. Yep. Like I said, you know, we'll get there when we get there. For now, Delta might sign off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We'll hopefully get lots of quartz happening, and then, you know, fun stuff ahead. We'll fight the boss, we'll get the last items, and then I think we'll be ready to go home, whatever that means. All right. For now, Dino20 sign off. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Take it easy.